Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Women's Entrepreneurship Week. This year, the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship is partnering with the Women in Business Club to interview incredible women leaders and innovators from our community. My name is Kirstie Lake. I'm a marketing and accounting student here at MSU, and I'm also a member of Women in Business. Today, I'm very excited to be interviewing Hannah Perez, the co-founder and brand visionary for Seek. I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us. It is such an honor to have you here.
Yes, I'm excited about this. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, just to kind of start off, I just kind of love to hear about your journey and what inspired you to create your brand.
For sure. Well, it's always an opportunity to speak back where it all started at MSU. So I feel like it's good to go back to the very beginning where I was a freshman in college going to school for elementary education. I grew up like 15, 16 years old, like starting random side hustles, flipping shoes on Facebook Marketplace. And I would always be talking about ideas to friends. And during my freshman year, I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, "Why are you going to school for elementary education when you don't stop talking about business and entrepreneurship and starting something?" And I was like, it was kind of an aha moment for me to be like, "Oh, wow, yeah, you're totally right. I need to switch my major immediately." And at that point, I was like really thinking through the lens of if I want to be an entrepreneur, what do I need to learn? What's the skill sets that make incredible entrepreneurs? And ultimately, I landed on marketing because you have to know how to market yourself, you have to know how to market your products. And through that, it was any opportunity that came my way to just get my reps in with owning a business, starting a brand. So I did the integrated business experience at MSU, and that was a really good opportunity for me to just one, learn how to build something fast because you only have a semester to really build anything,
Mhm.
and then working with the team. So through all these other opportunities that came my way, like the Big Ideas Challenge, there was more confidence going into entrepreneurship. And I also had this passion for fitness and wellness and grew up playing soccer. And I wanted to, that was kind of the first opportunity I saw to monetize my own thing. So I was running my own fitness account on Instagram, wanted to share my kind of unlock that I had with health and wellness with everyone else. And through that, started working at an agency. And that's kind of the beginning phases of how I got started with building this brand.
That's super cool. So then could you also just kind of go into what your brand all is as well,
Totally.
just for people who don't know?
Yeah, so I'm the co-founder of Seek. My business partner and co-founder also graduated from MSU, but from the engineering department. And clear protein is basically the same benefits as any other traditional whey protein powder, but when you mix it, it mixes more like a sports drink. So it's more comparable to a Gatorade than the typical vanilla or chocolate shakes.
That is super cool. So what inspired you to like create that different type of brand that like is not very common? Like what inspired you to do that?
Yeah, so me and my co-founder both, we were both very active, both played soccer growing up, were strength training through college. And we both had the same problem of just not enjoying protein. And we didn't know that there was another solution that existed until we saw another competitor out in Europe who was really blowing up there, doing clear protein. And we got our hands on a sample, tried it, and everyone that tries our product has that same aha moment, saying, "I
Mhm.
can't believe that this is protein." And I think oftentimes people don't know that they're even facing a problem until they're met with a solution. And that was the case for us. So we saw that opportunity. We graduated out of COVID. So it was
Mhm.
2020. I was running my own small marketing agency at the time. My co-founder was struggling to find any engineering jobs. So this was kind of his opportunity to go all in on a business idea that he really believed in. And we got looped back together to build it. So it was really just that own kind of desire to build a category that we knew because we were the consumers ourselves of protein, that we saw that opportunity in really creating a new space and a new way of how people take protein.
Yeah, that's super cool. That yeah, before your brand, I'd never heard of clear protein at all. So, yeah, it's very cool that coming
Yeah.
from Minnesota that how big you guys have gotten in the last few years. Did you ever imagine that you guys would get as big as you would? Because you guys have gained quite the community now.
We have gained quite the community. Yesterday was our fourth birthday, and I called Ben. We were FaceTiming and going out on a walk and just like reflecting on the last 4 years. It's pretty crazy how far we've come. We launched nationwide into Target at the end of 2024, and now we're just launching on Costco's website to hopefully open those warehouses in 2026. And it's just crazy to think that 4 years ago we had just got our first round of inventory in Plymouth, Minnesota. We were filling Ben's parents' house, like floor to ceiling with our product. And as we were walking and reflecting, it's to me like we were like, I'm like so proud of what we've built, but I'm also not surprised in what we've built because this
Yeah.
was what we set out to do at the very beginning. We were very clear about what we wanted to achieve. And when we first got that moment of success in the first 45 days of us launching, we took off and had virality on TikTok. It was so clear, pun intended, that the opportunity for this category to exist was so wide. And since we've launched, after just even 6 months, we started seeing new brands pop up that had the same top three flavors as us, similar
Mhm.
ads and content that they were pushing out. And I think oftentimes people can get scared to share their ideas in the world because they're afraid of people copying them. And as someone once said, copying you is the biggest form of flattery. And to me, it's like this category needs people to come out with this product the same way when White Claw came out with
Yeah.
seltzers. In like 2018, 2019, everyone thought, that's crazy. That's not going to exist. And now it's a multi-$100 million
Mhm.
category, and they're still the ones leading it. So it's to me, when you set clear goals and realistic goals, you are able to dodge distractions because it's so easy to, when you're building a company, to just be faced with so many shiny objects that seem incredible. But for us, the focus is so important, and it's sometimes challenging to be disciplined. But I think one, being disciplined in what your focus is, and two, having a clear idea of where you want to be in the next 12 months, in the next 3 years, nothing can stop you from getting there as long as you're clear about it.
Wow, that's great. Thank you very much. And then as a woman founder in the wellness and nutrition space, have you faced any unique challenges kind of being in an industry that isn't always very female dominated?
That was definitely something when we launched the business that we wanted to do differently. I, again, used to work at a supplement store. I was in that industry so deeply, and everything that existed, and I think a lot of what still exists, is very hyper masculine or very,
Hmm.
pushing the narrative of building strength and muscle. And when me and Ben had aligned on what this brand was going to stand for, it was really important for us to build something that's very approachable and fun and vibrant in the space because wellness can already feel so intimidating just for people to even start. So we didn't want to be the hyper masculine brand. We didn't want to be the medicinal brand. And we didn't want to be the hyper feminine brand. I think that there's a lot of large pendulum swings in the
Hmm.
supplement industry, and there's very few brands that sit just in the middle. And for us, that was really important to us as we built our brand, was we want to just be approachable to everybody who wants to start their health and wellness journey. Um, I would say any other challenges that came through was mostly just people taking us seriously. And I think that comes
Yeah.
from not just being a woman, but also just being young. Like when we started
Hmm.
this business, me and Ben, before we launched the business, I was 23, 22, and Ben
Wow.
was around that same age. And we were reaching out from our MSU emails to manufacturers. And it's like, who are these college kids that are trying to start a business? Um, so I think in general, you're going to be faced with so many people that don't take you seriously because you haven't been there before. People can recognize when you're new into an industry or new into whatever it is that you're doing. But I think oftentimes it's like put on the shoes that that maybe don't fit right now, but and walk the walk in them. Like you can be taken seriously if you believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself first before you can become whatever it is that you want to become.
Absolutely. Did you find that challenging at first to like get people to take you seriously and like when you were new to it, just like diving into that and like did you have any challenges with that or did you just always walk the walk until you figured it out?
I definitely walk in like a very delusional, optimistic just mindset through my whole life. My junior year of college, I did this internship called College Works Painting. I don't know if it
Hmm.
still exists today or
It
not.
does.
It that to me was like the one place that like I really got to see what I was capable of because they set you up to basically own a franchise of a painting
Hmm.
company. And you go door to door during like January, February, March in Minnesota, where it's not the most ideal weather. And I'm waking up at like 7 a.m. to drive to another city to go door knocking. I've never painted a house in my life. And I'm going around telling people I can paint your house and I'm going to charge you multiple $1,000s to do it. And through that internship, I think just so much confidence was built, and I can literally do anything, even if I don't know how to do it. I think that was one thing that I'm really grateful for that opportunity. Um, it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and I think ever will do. I think even aside from what we're building at Seek, I mean, we have very many challenges today as we've continued to scale. I would say I'm in my most like learning phase right now because now we are bringing in experts who have like 7, 10, 20 plus years of industry experience that now it's just time to like maybe say less and just listen more. So I think it's just understanding the environment you're in, what
Yeah.
you need to learn in those moments where maybe you feel less confident and get your reps in and just do it. Like you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna, say the wrong thing, but you have to say those wrong things just to get to where you want to be. I was reading a quote the other day on Instagram that was like, if you knew that you were 20 failures away from succeeding, how fast would you want to
Mhm.
fail? And I think that's just so true when it comes to anything. Like, so many people are just afraid to get started. And I really believe in the do it scared mentality. And it's
Yeah.
like, you just do it anyway. I have a tattoo on me that reads, I can do hard things because it's just a reminder. Because our brains want us to be soft. They want us to be soft humans
Mhm.
that don't do hard things, that just stay inside, that decide not to take on the challenge. And I think just doing it and ripping off the band-aid will give you that little bit of spark that gets you to the next place. So a lot to unpack there, but that's what I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no success without failure first. So,
Exactly.
and then what advice do you have for us younger women going into entrepreneurship that who want to build just something bold and meaningful like what you have built at Seek?
Yes. Oh gosh, it gives me so many goosebumps to just think of where I was at in that point in my life. And when I look back, I think the thing that really helped me the most was mentorship. I I believe that if you can find somebody that you want to be like and they're doing things that you want to do, and you ask them, for 30 minutes of their time, you'd be surprised at how many people say yes. There was a point in college where every single Friday I was meeting with Yvonne Caravu. I think she may or may not still be with the College of Business, but she was the professor of entrepreneurship and she had started her own businesses. And everyone wants to support you. Like the business world, it's not, too big for everyone to fit in. Everyone can find their place, and mentorship is such an easy way to catapult you to where you want to be. So find the person that you want to be like, get a coffee with them, reach out to them, ask specific questions, and then ask if they have somebody that they can introduce you to and continue that rabbit hole of just finding more people that want to support you.
Well, thank you so much. This was great getting to just hear a little bit more about your story and about your brand. So, thank you very much for meeting with me today.
Of course. Thanks, Kirstie. I appreciate it.